Hello guys!
Hi, okay guys, I'm Tangar Glaz.
And I'm Штукенце.
Штукенце. A Rusi game you could find, by the way, you could find Штукенце streams, link would be below. It's very fun streams, she's playing very interesting games. But
Welcome.
today we would talk about very interesting topic.
About MMORPG games!
Yeah, about online games, about MMO games, about MMORPG games, and about this genre. And
Yeah.
in general. So this is my new format of videos. It's called What Do You Think About? So what do I think about RPG genre, online games? Students would ask me question, I'll tell you answers. So yeah, let's start.
So,
What do you think about?
do you think that MMO games is the most развитые, developed games in the world?
Actually, MMORPG game, in MMORPG genre, online game genre, right now it's stuck. It's stuck in its development. I mean, in development, not like programmer development, but just this genre развитие, evolution. Genre evolution, MMORPG genre evolution stopped several years ago. Actually, I think we have here kind of fork. At first we had mods. Mods, it's text-based online games. They're still very beautiful games. You could check them. I stream sometimes some mods, and I really love these games because they have very cool system of freedom for your character. Because in mods, in text RPGs, you do not need to show anything. So value stepping
Right?
right possibilities of your character more wider than in other games, actually, in online mods. Next, after mods, we had graphical mods or more RPG genre. It's like games like Ultima Online, for example. And first game, Ultima Online, it was very sandbox, very revolutionary game, and it was huge step forward. Because Ultima Online, actually, it was in a lot of properties better, more interesting. It has more interesting RPG system. It was more deeper gameplay than even single player games at that time. I mean, right now, actually, single RPG games, for example, they go ahead of more RPG genre, because more RPG genre it's stuck. When it's stuck, after Ultima Online, we had a new wave of 3D more RPGs like EverQuest, Archeon Call, and World of Warcraft. Yeah. So this era of World of Warcraft, it's still here. It's still here. So this mainstream, it's World of Warcraft right now. A lot of games here, and also games like Lineage, games like Archetype, even this Korean branch, it's also part of mainstream. So it's games based at PvE progress, or yeah, a lot of PvP you could find there also, but these games based at certain properties, certain gameplay properties, which are quite far from ideas of Ultima Online. So when Ultima Online established, when Ultima Online presented this new genre of sandbox games, sandbox online games. I mean, in this game you could cut off tree, build a house, and create furniture, and then go fight with another players. And if you die, everything on the ground, and everybody could take it. And yeah, it's a lot of sandbox stuff, and no quests at all. So this mainstream right now, it's that your character has infinite lives. Yeah, in Ultima we have also infinite life, but you lose a lot of skills when you die if you play kill, for example. So actually it's more casual style RPGs. It's mainstream right now because you do not lose any equipment when you die in World of Warcraft or in Lineage also. If you PK, okay, you would lose one item, two items, but it's just rubbish. So actually mainstream right now, It's this casual RPGs like World of Warcraft. And also we had a branch from Ultima Online from this first game. It's a branch of another sandbox genre development. It was like games like Darkfall, Mortal Online, and it's still developing. It's not mainstream, but for example, very soon we would have Albion Online. Albion Online is kind of interesting sandbox game which has in it ideas of Ultima Online and ideas of EVE Online. EVE Online, it's a cosmic MMO with very interesting sandbox experience, with very huge universe and a lot of clan warfare, a lot of alliances. So people, they собираются, как это будет?
Come together.
Yeah, they come together to big groups and fight with each other. Actually, власть.
Power.
Yeah, they everybody want every guild, every alliance, every syndicate. They want power. They want to control certain certain star systems. So this Albion Online game, it's a game which has sandbox stuff from Ultima Online and political part, power part from EVE Online. So this is it's we also have Shards Online here, and okay, we could call Star Citizen and EVE Online. It's part of this sandbox branch, but still it's not mainstream. And mainstream, it's games like World of Warcraft, and it's how genre actually new games. World of Warcraft, it's appeared at the beginning of 2000 years, 2003, 2004 year it's released, and almost more than 10 years we have the same concept. We have the same concept of this casual, not free PvP, without full loot, with this very casual fighting system when you do not need to aim anywhere. So actually it's stagnated. I mean, World of Warcraft appeared more than 10 years ago, and it's still one of the best games in this genre. It's meant of RPG genre. Why? Because this genre is just stuck at the place, and it's do not develop. We have this branch of sandbox. It still go from Ultima, which released at 97. You see, so it's Ultima Online is more than 20 years, almost 20 years, 19 years at this, 2016. So this it's a small branch, it's developing, but it's not mainstream at all. And why it's so? Because people, developers, marketologs, they saw success of World of Warcraft, and they spent all resources, investment. Yeah, investment. They put all investments, all money to games like World of Warcraft, and everything based on World of Warcraft. They do not want to risk. They just want to cow. Yeah, you think you understand. They want to have this cow to have some money from it. So if you want to develop something like Ultima Online, you need to spend very big resources at initial development, and if you want to create something like World of Warcraft, actually you have a lot of almost ready engines and game engines. You just buy this license for this engine and then apply very similar to World of Warcraft concept, and that's it. It's new game. So you need to spend much more times less money than developing something new, and you have less risks because World of Warcraft like games, people play it.
I see.
Sorry for so long speech.
It's a very interesting speech, and while you were describing these online games, I realized that it's interesting for me. How would you describe MMO games in this genre, MMO genre games, for the alien?
For the alien.
Yeah. If he doesn't have no idea what is
it's
it.
Interesting question. I think I'll tell him that MMO genre, MMORPG games, It's games when a lot of players, they could play together at one server. It's dedicated server, so you do not have any data saved at your PC, so you can cheat. So it's very big difference between single player games and online games, that in single player games everybody could cheat very easily. You could modify your save games and cheat. In online games it's more fair, it's more competition. You see, there is a competition in online games. In single player there is no competition. So it's one of important things. And also it's when you meet another player, no artificial intelligence, which you could прогнозировать, estimate,
Forecast.
yeah, which you could forecast. So behavior of artificial intelligence, it's based on triggers, the algorithms, and it's very easy to understand what he would do, and it's not really challenging. It's not interesting for me. But there is exception, of course, because, for example, in roguelike games, this environment, it's so toxic, it's so hard, it's so hardcore. So actually, this artificial intelligence, he just very cruel. That's it. So in most RPG games, it's not like this. So when you play online games, you meet real people with real emotions, and that's why it's very interesting.
I see. Thank you very much for this nice discussion.
Yeah, it was more not my opinion about MMORPGs, but history of MMORPGs was my opinion.
Yeah.
Okay.
So let's continue one day.
Yeah. Thank you very much, guys. I
Thank
hope
you.
you was interested in this topic. Please write your comments below. What do you think about
This
more
game.